The informal settlement oftentimes carries the tag of low life, insecurity and poverty. But Pope Francis chose one of those neighborhoods in Kangemi to demonstrate and express solidarity with the poor.
In most of all, the greatest writing on the written book on earth is your lifestyle. It's evident you love and serve the poor.
Your meeting with us gives us dignity. You included us where normally we are left out. Thank you.
Sé de las dificultades que atraviesan.
I am here because I want you to know that your joys and hopes, your troubles and your sorrows are not indifferent to me. I realize the difficulties which you experience daily. How can I not denounce the injustices which you suffer?
And the slum residents, through their representatives, laid bare their dire situation.
Actually, one can get their stomach full of a cup of tea and a doner at only 20 shillings, US dollar 0.19.
Some of the land is grabbed, like playgrounds, and other land is grabbed in a very cunning manner. People dump soil into the river, move the river over on top of your school, so the school is flooded.
And perhaps with the recent Langata Primary School land grab saga on his mind, the Pope weighed in.
Que hasta pretenden apropiarse del patio.
I am also aware of the serious problem posed by faceless private developers who hoard areas of land and even attempt to appropriate the playgrounds of your children's schools. This is what happens when we forget that God gave the earth to the whole human race for the sustenance of all its members without excluding or favoring anyone.
A documentary prepared by the slum residents painted the picture of life in Mathare, Kangemi, Kibera, Korogocho and other Nairobi slums.
Since we do not have adequate public schools to accommodate all the slum children, here private schools charge very high fees which most of us cannot afford. Your Holiness Papa, it is my humble request to you to urge our government to improve service provision in informal settlement and address the security of tenure economically, healthy, education, and security.
The Pope emphasized that even the poor people had a right to a decent life.
La deuda social, la deuda ambiental.
The social and environmental debt owed to the poor of cities can be paid by respecting their sacred right to the 3 L's: land, lodging, labor. This is not a question of philanthropy, rather it is a duty incumbent upon all of us.
Despite the gloom and struggles associated with slum life, the Pontiff found something positive about it, unlike in the affluent areas where people do not even know their neighbors.
Son capaces de tejer lazos de pertenencia.
You are able to weave bonds of belonging and togetherness, which convert overcrowding into an experience of community, in which the walls of the ego are torn down and the barriers of selfishness overcome.
The papal conversation here has redefined the low-income neighborhoods, majorly known as slums, calling them centers of community and not just centers of deplorable situation and living standards. Sam Gituku, Citizen TV, St. Joseph the Waka Catholic Church in Kangemi, Nairobi.